Good morning, all. How are we? Are we all good? Tuesday, the 6th of January, day 2, back at it, post-Christmas. Kudos to anyone that has actually started back before yesterday. I was umming and ahhing about it. It didn't happen, but I was back into it yesterday. Absolutely full swing. 1,660 calories. Yes, that is low for me. That is not the calories that I will be eating on average by the end of the week. It was just a lower day yesterday. For the rest of this week, I'm going to aim at doing 2,000 calories a day. Motivation is always very high for me this time of year. You know, I've just had a good 2 weeks of overindulgence. I've enjoyed it, but I've come out the other side of it. I've had enough, and I'm head first into it. I'm head first into it. I've done lives on this before. I call it making hay while the sun shines. So while motivation's high, and I feel like I don't need to overindulge in anything, I'm going to make the most of it with my calories. So what is my aim this week? Well, the aim is just to get back into the swing of things, really. I'm not putting too much pressure on myself. I want to be in my ideal calorie deficit. Anything more than that is simply a bonus, but that'll be the same in a couple of weeks' time, if I'm being totally honest with you. What I am trying to do is flipping warm. Oh my God, it is so cold. I turned my heat. I said this last night, right? My electric heater in here is fighting the elements. It's currently at 13 degrees. It's been on for half an hour, right? My hands are absolutely bolted, but that's because I've just had to defrost the drive, basically. Our drive to our house, not that you need to know this, is a slope, and it's quite you don't really notice it normally, but we have a slope, and when the weather's like this, it's treacherous. Anyway, I've got about 10 bags of rock salt on my driveway that I've always have, because, like I say, I'll always need to use a good few bags a year. Anyway, that's what I've been doing this morning. I've been desalting rock salt. It's meant to rain and defrost later, so it's probably pointless. But anyway, I'm absolutely Baltic. And I've got one pair of gloves, and they're in the car, and I've just realised Rachel has just gone to work, and I've not got them out. Again, where can I get a pair of gloves? I'm going to have to go and buy a pair of gloves. I'm going to have to go flipping. I'm just going to go. I suppose Aldi haven't got gloves in this time of year. I might have to go and have a look at Aldi or something like that. I don't know. Might have to. Anyway, let's do a top 5 on TikTok this morning. Callum's in at number 1, Tina's in at number 2, Lisa's in at number 3, Lee's in at number 4, and Kelly's in at number 5. Good morning, guys. You're my top 5 this morning. Thank you very much for jumping straight on the live. As always, coming and saying hello. How was your weight loss restart? If you did restart, I know loads of you restarted yesterday. I'll tell you why I know loads of you restarted yesterday, because my WhatsApp is literally still. I've gone through all emails, and I think I'm about 50. I've got about 50 WhatsApps to get through. So my plan is to get through them all by the end of tomorrow. Like I said, they're not check-ins. I don't think. And I know some of you have asked some questions, and I'm trying to get back. There's some of you that have asked some questions, some of you that have been AWOL for a couple of months want to get back. I am trying to get back to everyone as best I can. If you've just sent me a post-Christmas weight, I'm just going to log that as and when. Claire, good morning. Lynn, Mr. John Jackson, Sophie, good morning. Good morning. Kirsty's in, good morning. Lots more snow coming down here. It's not. I think it must have rained in the night or something. It's done something in the night, because it's like sheet ice everywhere this morning. Black ice. It's just like it wasn't that bad yesterday. There was frozen snow knocking about. Like we had the tiniest little flurry, which had froze. But today there's just ice, and so it's like it's rained a little bit, and then it's just frozen rain, basically. I'm going to walk to the gym, getting the steps in, and Save's missing it. That's what I'm not. I don't know what to do today. Honestly, I'm serious. I don't know. I've got the worst balance in the world because of my knees, and I'm going to be sliding. I'm hoping. I mean, it's only really early, so I'm gonna. I'm hoping the sun's going to come up a little bit and start thawing parts of. But it's meant to give rain today, and if it doesn't heat up, it's just going to freeze. That rain, as soon as it hits the ground, is just going to freeze, and it's yeah, it's just going to get worse and worse, isn't it? Anyway, there we go. It's something we'll tackle. Jay, good morning. Lee's, good morning. I'm actually fed up of chocolate and crisps at the moment. I don't think I can ever get fed up of crisps. I'm definitely fed up of chocolates at the moment. And some people are like, no way. I generally am. I just want to get back to. I will get back to chocolate and crisps. I'll probably have a little bit this weekend. I feel so much better already just after a day. Like, I ate quite a low amount of calories yesterday. I ate quite a low amount of volume yesterday. So my average food and water weight will have definitely decreased. I definitely do not feel anywhere near as bloated this morning as I did yesterday morning. Have I sorted everything out in a day? Have I tossed? Am I going near the scales? Absolutely not. I will be going near the scales a week on Friday. That's the next time I'm getting on the scales, and we'll see where we're at. But I'll be honest with you, a week on Friday, if I've not got rid of the majority, so I was 13 pounds up, just over 13 pounds up from Christmas. If I'm not, I'd take being 4 pounds up. I generally would. I'd take being 4 pounds up a week on Friday. I'd be happy with that. My mission is to get to my, and this is my mission every January, is to get to my pre-Christmas weight by the end of January. I did it in 11 days last year. If I do it in 11 days this year, great. If I don't, fine. End of January. That is my mission. And would I trade it to not have the Christmas? Absolutely not. It was well worth it. Absolutely well worth it. I've had a really good Christmas. I said yesterday, it was a little bit weird on Christmas Day, a little bit different for me Christmas Day. But other than that, the rest of Christmas has been superb. Sheila, good morning. Karen, good morning. Good morning, Neil. Good morning, Lauren. Schools are shut in Yorkshire. That doesn't surprise me. I'm actually surprised. Warm today, +1 passing the Trafford Centre. Is that some good news? John, is that what you're trying to tell me? There's warm weather coming. I don't know if it's not really colder towards Manchester than it is out here on the coast. It's not really colder inland than it is on the coast. But yeah, that might be a bit of good news coming. It's really weird. We always whinge about the weather like mad, don't we? We always whinge about the weather like mad, and I'm just like, cold, frosty, yes. Cold, frosty with black ice everywhere where you can slip and fall over. Absolutely not. But, would I trade this over it being drizzly and a bit warmer today? No, I wouldn't. I'd take drizzle and it being a bit warmer today. I genuinely would. Kevin on YouTube. Morning, boss. Day one smash yesterday. Back on the trail. Good man. Sometimes we just need that reset. And we do fight it. I talked about this yesterday. Christmas is tough for us foodies. It really, really is. I use the analogy. I've never used it before. I thought about it before Christmas. Christmas to us foodies, to us food addicts, is like, I've said it a few times, like an alcoholic going and sitting in a pub for a month. Flipping hard. Really hard. Temptation absolutely everywhere. And it's very hard to fight that temptation, How's your mum doing? She's doing really good now. Back to normal, really. I say doing really good. She's 80 and she's not got the best mobility in the world and this, that, and the other. But she literally was at death's door before Christmas. That is out the week before Christmas, or the week before that, basically, like 2 weeks before Christmas. I thought it was touch and go whether she was going to make it. And I mean that since I'm not being dramatic there. I'm like, I've never seen her as poorly it was a bit of a shock. It really, really was. She was really, really poorly. And it wasn't just the fact that she had this soup. She was so weak, like just really, really weak. She was unable to get herself out of bed and this, that, and the other. And it's not like she was scared, which isn't very nice. But she had 2 weeks of antibiotics. It's been another 2 weeks on. She's come out the other side and I went round yesterday. In fact, I felt last week, I was phoning her quite a lot last week because we were out and about quite a lot, New Year and visit, in between Christmas and New Year, we went to Chester overnight. We had a meal out with some friends and we had a night out with some friends in the pub and this and that. So I was on the phone to her a lot. And I felt like she was one of them kids last week, that puts on a sick voice at school. Oh, really poorly. And you go, and she was like, she kept drifting in and out of like being really poorly. But I think it's just because she wants me to keep checking on her, which is absolutely fine. Anyway, I went round yesterday. She's got an appointment at the health centre today. She gets her leg dressed once a week. She's got a leg ulcer. I shouldn't want to drive because of how icy it is and stuff. So I went round yesterday to see. I've not seen her for a couple of days, and she was like, the sick voice had gone. She was like, "Oh, can you take me to the health centre?" So I was like, "Yeah, no problem." I said, "So I've got a live one until 12. I'll just move it half an hour." And she was like, "Okay." So anyway, well, good. Peter P. Good morning. But yeah, she's good. But yeah, I was really, really worried about her before Christmas. Anyway, she's had a flu jab now as well, so all good. Michelle, good morning. So yeah, I just feel like yesterday was manic. This week's going to be manic. Like I'm trying to do a lot of content for social media. Trying to obviously working through clients as well, mixing it up a little bit. So it was a really busy day yesterday, but I feel like I'm straight. Like I've had that 2 weeks break, and I just feel like I've fallen straight back into things. Yasmin, good morning, by the way. I don't know if I've said good morning to you. I can't remember, but if I have, you got a second one. So yeah, I just feel like just straight back into swinging things. And because I was so busy yesterday, it actually really, really helped. I didn't think about food once, really, to be honest with you. And I was doing a bit of content in a 1,600 calorie a day thing, which I'm going to do for the next 2 or 3 Mondays. I'm also going to try and mix it up. I'm going to try and do some eating 1,800 tasty calories for protein, eating 2,000 calories a day for protein. And then, do you know what I thought I would do, which I never actually do? I'll show some of my weekends as well. Like, I tend not to work too much at the weekends because Rachel's off and it's our time off together, and you've got to have a little break from things. But I might do the reality of like what a higher calorie day is for me. Do you know what I mean? Even if it's just in pictures. Let me scan down and see if I missed anything. I don't think I have. I think I'm all good. So what's the plan for today? Well, spin. Got spin this evening. So I didn't do anything in between Christmas and New Year in terms of like, I don't really class doing spin as work, right? It's something I really enjoy doing, and I'm just very lucky that I say that I am lucky, when you get paid for doing something that you love, it is a bonus. And there is a bit of work involved because I've got to create the workout, I've got to sit on the bike, I've got to talk, I've got to motivate people, and this, that, and the other. But I love it. But I didn't. I just took. I kind of took my whole general routine off in between Christmas and New Year. So I didn't do my spin classes, didn't track calories, didn't really do any work other than the odd social media post here and there, just to keep things ticking over. I went back to spin on Saturday, which was good, and it was packed because the gyms are packed this time of year. I'm expecting it to be absolutely ramo tonight because people aren't going to be wanting to be outside at all, and I think a lot of people didn't really start back until yesterday, getting back into their full routine. So, so yeah, that's kind of it. So we've got spin tonight. Today we've got weight loss coaching live, and I'm just going to talk today in the weight loss coaching live about mapping out 2026. Just sitting down, having a look at, and you should map the year out a little bit. You might not have everything booked in place. I'm not saying you need to be that organized, and plans change. Life is quite reactive at times, but it's always good looking at good times to lose weight, bad times to lose weight. I don't know if Nick's on the live this morning. One of my clients, Nick, she's messaging me. I was going about Jan, Feb, March being the golden period for weight loss. That is for me. But Nick's got a very busy 3 months coming up. So it might not be for her. It doesn't, a lot of stuff is anecdotal. A lot of things is relevant to the individual. So for some people, April, May, June might be their best 3 months to lose weight. Right? July, August, September might be their best 3 months to lose weight. And we've got to have a little bit of compromise. It's fully acceptable this time of year that I've seen so many people jump on a plane yesterday and go on holiday to Egypt. There was so many, or like over the weekend. I've probably got about 4 or 5 different groups of friends that are all in Hurghada, right? And I get it. I totally get it. I said to Rachel, why have we not done that? And she's like, because you work in January, it's mega busy. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm actually ticking down. I don't want to waste time on, but when it will fall in a couple of years where I won't be doing check-ins on like this week, if that makes sense. So, like, let's say New Year's Day is a Monday, right? First, so second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, right? And really, a lot of people will be getting back to it on the 7th or 8th of Jan. And I said to Rachel, I said, that week, like New Year's Day, we'll go on holiday for a week. But I want to be here for the first, like, I've got to be here for everyone's restart. I just feel I have to be. Anyway, that's by the by. But you know, I don't blame anyone January, February dodging the winter. Absolutely not going on holiday. And some people might have all their holidays, you know, some people have all their holidays June, July, August. Some people might have all their holidays Jan, Feb, March. But if that's the case, then, you know, your golden months for weight loss aren't going to be Jan, Feb, March. They're going to be April, May, June. Now, if you then go to me, well, yeah, but April, May, June's dead busy as well. And July, August, September's dead busy. Right. Well, there's got to be some compromise somewhere. Right. If you're going to have 3 busy months at the start of the year, when are your 3 quiet months where you can make hay while the sun shines? You know, it's like, you know, Monday to Friday, we bank some calories for the weekend, right? And then that means that the weekend we can have a few more calories, right? And, you know, you make hay while the sun shines. You can do this short term, medium term, long term, making hay while the sun shines. Monday to Friday, Monday to Friday routine. I'm dead busy. Everything just slots into place. I'm not going out. I'm not wanting to go out for my tea. I'm not bothered about a takeaway. I'm, you know, blah, 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 blah. So you make hay while the sun shines, so you eat a bit less during the week. And then Saturday, Sunday, where routine goes out the window a little bit. And it is that time where you want to have a few, you know, you might want to, you know, have a takeaway with the family, go out for a meal with your partner, go out for a meal with friends. It's when people tend to celebrate birthdays. You've got a few more calories to enjoy that, you know. And you've always got to have some compromise somewhere, you know. So if what could be a very good period for weight loss ends up being a busy period, right? And there's nothing to say if you go on holiday, right? It stops weight loss. I went on holiday loads last year and still consistently lost weight, right? It might put a little pause button. And generally, you know, if we look at Christmas now, Christmas is the most calorific time. I don't care what anyone says, right? Even if you go on like maybe a 2-week all-inclusive holiday, but I don't even think a 2-week all-inclusive holiday. So I was saying that to Rachel. I was like, we went to Mexico in May, week all-inclusive, 7 nights all-inclusive. And then when we came back, I didn't track until the Monday. So I had 11 days off tracking. I had 12 days off tracking at Christmas. And I said to Rachel, I said, I know 12 days is an extra day to 11 days, but I said, I've been way more calorific over the 12 days of Christmas than I was over the 11 days. And you might be like, well, it's an all-inclusive holiday. Because it's still quite portion control. Like, it isn't like you go for your breakfast buffet in the morning and it's your choice whether you have 6 plates or not. But, you know, at the start of an all-inclusive holiday, I'm a little bit gluttonous. I am. I load my hands up because it's all new. 4 or 5 days in, same thing for breakfast. You know, you've been to the same lunch spot a couple of different times. There's nothing that new. And you end up reining it in a little bit. Same with alcohol. First 2-3 days, I'm like, oh, swim up bar, drinks everywhere. Get like 3-4 days in. And yeah, I'm still drinking throughout the day. But, you know, first day, pool guy comes over. You know, I want me some lounger. Drop a beer. Yes. And a pina colada, mate. Thank you very much. Right. Day 4, pool guy comes over at 10:30 in the morning. Drop a beer, mate. Now, just get a Diet Coke, please. And the beer start at 1 or 2 in the afternoon. And you might be like, no, that's not me, but that's me. You know, like I say, that's why it's a little bit anecdotal, you know. Right, let's see. The Cock Geezer, good morning. Faye, good morning. I think Sophie asked a question. How can I manage cravings? I know in a few days of being on plan, I start to crave takeaways. Have one. Plan it. That honestly, how you manage cravings is like if you're going to crave a takeaway, plan one in for Saturday night. Have one, right? And there you go. That's it. Cravings sorted. And I mean that sincerely. Like, I'm all motivated to for getting back to my journey, tracking my calories, doing everything. Am I going to want a takeaway this weekend? Yeah, I'm having fish and chips. We've already planned it. Like, it's the one takeaway we've not had all over Christmas. So I'm not gonna, I'll want a takeaway this weekend, and I'm having one. And I already know what I'm gonna have, and I already know how many calories it's gonna be. So just plan it, right? Don't try. People try and fight. People go to extremes. Like, no, it's the first week of January. I can't have a takeaway. I did this in a post the other day. I put like going out with a bang from Christmas, and we had a Cartmel's sticky toffee pudding. Serves 4, absolute tosh it does. Serves 2, and that's because I was letting Rachel have some. Right, Cartmel's sticky toffee pudding, off one of them, couple of blobs of ice cream, delicious. And I literally put in that post, if I want this next weekend, I will have it. Right now, it's a 700-800 calorie pudding. So I need to just build that into my calories. Now, that might mean if I'm going to have next weekend, if I'm going to have a 700-800, like Sunday night, I had a KFC for my tea and I had a 700-800 calorie Cartmel sticky toffee pudding. On Sunday night, this week, if I want Cartmel sticky toffee pudding, I'm probably going to rein it in and have a 600 calorie tea rather than a 1200 calorie tea because I'm having sticky toffee pudding. I'll have it within my calories. So, if you're currently, we've all got them tubs of chocolate, right? You'll all have tubs of chocolates left over from Christmas. Don't try and act like you haven't, right? Or have you not? We've got loads. We've actually got about 4 tubs that are unopened. We just went a bit mad. Anyway, those tubs of chocolate, see it as a positive. They're like 45 calories each per chocolate on average, right? 45 calories each. If you want a little bit of chocolate tonight, take 3 chocolates out. Now, you might be sat there going, well, yeah, but if I open up the tub and take 3 out, I'll eat the tub. Don't do it. Right? And it like just don't do it. And you might be like, no, it doesn't work like, no, it does work like that with things like that. Right? It does. Sometimes we've got to be open and honest and be a bit like dingy. Yeah. Now, I get it. Right? I can't open up a packet of Hobnobs. Right? If I open up a packet of Hobnobs, I'll eat the packet of Hobnobs. But single wrapper things like wrapper biscuits, just take 3 out, put them away, put it away. Right? Now, generally, if you're not there, if you generally are like, no, if I open up that tub of chocolates, I'm going to eat 20 tubs, get rid of them. Right? Get rid of them. Right? What I tend to do this time of year, I've not done it this year, but I will be doing it. I get like sandwich bags. Right? I get sandwich bags and I'll put 3 chocolates in a sandwich bag and like a bag of Space Raiders. Right? So 65 calorie bag of Space Raiders, 3 chocolates. You've got some chocolate and crisp there for under 200 calories. And I'll tie the bag up like that and I'll put it in my cupboard. Out of sight, out of mind. And then when I fancy some crisp and chocolate, I'll nip in the cupboard and I'll just grab my little snack bag. Right? Now, I've got really good self-control over food. Now, we've got loads of tubs. Rachel's took them all into work yesterday. Right? We've got half-eaten, like Dairy Milk boxes or Gillian that's been opened up and they've been half-eaten. Rachel's just literally took them all into work, said, if anyone wants them, help yourself. If not, I'm just going to chuck them in like the big bin at work. Right? So get them out of your house. But, you've got to learn self-control. And I don't think there's any better time to it because, like I say, your motivation should be high because you've just had, people have been saying on the lives already, I'm sick of crisps and chocolate. Yeah. I don't want to I fancy a bit of chocolate. Will I fancy a bit of chocolate this week? Yeah. I'm not saying I won't do. Right. But do I want to eat 20 chocolates this week? I generally couldn't think of anything worse. Well, am I happy having 2 or 3? Yeah. Just to take a bit of a sweet. We do get sweet cravings. Our blood sugars, if they just dip a little bit, when your blood sugars dip a little bit, you need to bring your blood sugars up and your body will ramp up sweet cravings for that because it's telling you, it's not telling you to go and eat 5,000 calories of dairy milk. It's basically saying, I want my blood sugars balancing, hormone imbalance, low blood sugars, right? The best way to balance blood sugars is to eat refined carbs to bring your blood sugars up, right? So, same as a diabetic having a little bit of a hypo, right? Have some chocolate, have a full fat can of Coke, bang, your blood sugars will pop back up and come back to normal. So, but cravings for things like takeaways, too many of us this time of year just go to extremes with our eating. I'm not going to eat a takeaway in January. I'm not going to eat this. I'm not going to eat that. I'm not going to eat this. And there's no need. What you do this week should be what you did the last week of November. You're like, I'd already given up by then, Neil. Right? What you did the last week of October, what you did the last week of September, the first week of September, the first week of August, you don't need to do anything different, right? Because if you try to over restrict yourself for January to get rid of your Christmas weight, you're just going to end up in that restrict and binge cycle. You might think it's the right thing to do. It isn't. It really, really isn't. Now, what I would recommend doing in January is improving your overall diet, right? So if you're feeling a bit sluggish and a bit tired, get your fruits in, get your veggies in. My fridge is abs. I spent a flipping fortune, right? I started cutting out fresh fruit, not cutting it out, but really limiting fresh fruit last week. I've spent about 50 quid on fresh fruit in the last week. I kid you not, right? I've gone. I put it on my Instagram, Driscoll's. Amazing berries, always fresh, always crisp, always tasty, right? You pay for it. The 2 punnets for 5 quid, right? On the 2nd of January, I bought 4 punnets, right? 6 punnets, 15 quid I spent, right? And I ate them in 2 days. And I did the same again on Sunday, right? That's 30 quid. I've then bought bananas, I bought sweet clems, I bought apples. Yesterday in Aldi, I bought sprouts, I bought carrots. I bought what else did I buy? I've just bought. I've spent about 50 quid. Don't get me wrong, it's not cheap, but it's because I just want to get some goodness into my body. Now that doesn't mean this week I'm not going to be eating some ready meals because I'm doing some food reviews. I'm not going to be eating some protein pizzas and do some food reviews. But alongside that, there's going to be quite a lot of fruit and veg going in there as well. Starting with a yogurt bowl. I'm going to have to weigh peanut butter again. In fact, I'm not even going to have peanut butter today. Oh, no. And I don't mind. Again, I got a tub of peanut butter from Aldi, like their standard smooth peanut butter sort of thing. Right? And I know the calories in that tub, just over 2,000 in that tub. And that tub did me. There's still some left in it, to be fair. Maybe enough for one more. But I've had 4 yogurt bowls out of that one tub. So on average, I've put at least 400 calories worth of peanut butter on a yogurt bowl 4 times over Christmas. Today, if I have peanut butter, it'll be a tablespoon. It'll be 95 calories, not 400, because calories now exist. But I don't think I'm even going to bother. I'm going to do fruit. I've got my fruits already defrosted: strawberries and blueberries, vanilla protein powder, Greek yogurt, spoonful of stevia, granola, honey. Yeah, it's going to be no peanut butter today. Really healthy, but very calorific. So breakfast today is going to be about 400 calories. Lunch today, I don't know where to start my applied nutrition worth the calories today. I think I might do one of the, because I've got the 2 fresh protein pizzas that I'll need eating. So I think I might do half of one of them for lunch because they're 500 calories. And I washed it down with a protein shake. I did that yesterday. I tried the wraps from Aldi and just washed it down with a protein shake just to ramp the protein up and ramp the volume up a little bit, I still hit my protein goal, 180 grams, even with a full tub of skier. Stop having a protein goal. Like, unless don't get me wrong. If your sole purpose is muscle building and not weight loss, then have a protein goal. If you've been doing this for a long time and you just find tracking macros dead simple and you're quite happy, you well at balancing it, then fine. But everyone else out there, please stop overcomplicating fat loss, weight loss. You really don't need to. A high protein diet is important, but specific amounts of protein really isn't, right? If you want any numbers to look at, the recommended daily amount of protein a day for the average adult is 60 grams, right? That's it. And there's only about 20% of the UK population that actually hit that, right? It's crazy that people, don't prioritize how important a macronutrient protein is. Really, why we eat protein on a weight loss journey, the main reason is for satiation. It fills us up, satiety, right? It slows down gastric emptying, very similar to your GLP-1s, right? It slows down the digestion of food. It keeps food in your stomach for longer. So, like yesterday, I ate a protein wrap, right? It's 360 calories, 26 grams of protein. I washed that down with a 50-gram whey protein shake, and suddenly that protein wrap, instead of being 300, I say 360 calories, I put half. I need to adjust my app, actually. I was a bit wrong. So I reviewed the Thai green curry and the Mexican chicken. I had a bite of each. The Mexican chicken was shocking. Sorry, I'm lying there. The Thai green curry was rubbish. It had very little flavour, very dry. Didn't really have a Thai green curry yet, and a little bit of warm curry at the end. And I binned it and just ate the Mexican chicken one. So I'm classing it as because I only had one bite of each. So I'm classing it as I just had the Mexican chicken one. 360 calories, 26 grams of protein. And I washed that down with a 50-gram protein shake, which is like 150 grams, 150 calories, something like that. So my lunch yesterday was just over 500 calories and like 60 grams of protein. You know, it's absolutely, I literally hit my RDA in that one meal, right? I didn't have any breakfast. And then I had a whey whip bowl mid-afternoon. I had a chicken salad for my tea I just whacked a couple of bacon medallions in it. Bacon medallions are an absolute cheat code for bumping protein up if you're right. So I had a crispy chicken salad. They were just buttermilk chicken tenders from Aldi, which obviously they're fried, then chilled, and then you bake them in the oven to crisp them back up, right? And because they've got a coating on, they're not the worst. They're like 350 calories, but you only get like 25 grams of protein. You do not get a lot of protein or fruit bean chicken. 2 bacon medallions in there, 50 calories for another 20 grams of like absolutely wraps it up for like 18 calories, 18 grams of protein. Absolutely wraps it up. So any salad you have, chicken salad, if you're just having chicken breast, it's going to be pretty high, but a couple of bacon medallions into it just absolutely pops the protein up for not many calories whatsoever, and they're so good. But if you are trying to stick to a specific protein goal, whey shakes are just the easiest way to ramp your protein up. They really, really are. I'm going to be, like I say, I'm going to be going into a muscle building phase in like probably a month's time, something like that, when I've got rid of my Christmas weight. And I'm going to work on basically very small calorie deficit, which will induce a tiny bit of fat loss, but it will only, tiny bit of fat loss. But hardly anything really. Probably like 200 calories a day, maybe 250 a day. Now, don't get me wrong, that's half a pound a week, right? Which would be a couple of pounds a month. But I'm going to massively ramp. I'm not going to stick to a protein goal. I can't be bothered, right? I just need to, all this 1 gram of protein per pound you weigh to build muscle. It's been debunked so many times. It really, really has. You don't need to eat that much protein to build muscle. But for me, I am literally going to eat exactly the same as I am doing now, but I'm going to add probably 600 calories worth of protein shakes into my diet. That's what I'm going to do. Right, I've just got my iPad up. Let's get a perform cook check. 189 calories, 35 grams of protein. I'm probably going to end up having 3 of those a day from February. Right, so 3 50-gram protein shakes a day. That is going to add in 105 grams of protein a day into my diet, and then plus my other normal eating pattern. So if I go back to, let's say I go back to end of November or something like that, first week of November, right? So first week of November, I ate 17,429 calories. I was 771 calories under my ideal deficit. Right, and that week I ate 918 grams, of protein. I had 142 grams on the Monday. So that means if I put those 3 shakes in, I would have had 240 grams on the Monday. And 160 grams, so I'd have had 265 grams. I had 95 grams on the Wednesday, I'd have 200 grams. See what I mean? On the Saturday, I had 174 grams of protein. I'd have had nearly 300 grams of protein. So whey shakes is just the way forward. They're super low in calories and they're super high in protein. So yeah, yogurt's really good. You still need your chicken, you still need your yogurt, still get your eggs in and all this, that, and the other. But your whey shakes are just the way forward. Yeah. Hi, boss. Would you advise sign up for the gym and just see how you go without a PT? Yeah, you can. Look, the gym is. I don't want anyone going to the gym for weight loss, right? It's not what you go to a gym for. Yes, you burn a few calories, but the amount of calories. So, first of all, make sure you are going to the gym for the right reasons. You go for your physical health, you go for your mental health. I get a lot of people that want to join the gym because they think it's going to massively ramp up what the scale is going to do. Now, if your mental health is poor, right, and that is affecting you being consistent with controlling your calories, you're struggling to control your emotional eating, then yeah, adding exercising will definitely improve that. But it takes time. It's not a quick fix, right? So just make sure if you're going to join the gym, make sure, first of all, you are doing it for the right reasons. There are so many people at the moment that will be battering the gym 5-6 days a week for an hour at a time, and they literally, and they just think this is causing my weight loss. This is because it really isn't, right? It really isn't. I train 6 times a week, and I train pretty decent, right? I teach 2 spin classes, do weights 5 times a week. I do 15 minutes on the cross trainer 4 times a week, and it burns a couple of thousand calories. Now, you might be like, that's quite a lot of calories. It is, but I train, like, for the amount of time I put in, like, I burn 2,500 calories a day just sat on my bum through my metabolism, right? So spending 5-6 hours a week in the gym, and calorie burn is the only direct thing the gym does for fat loss. I'm not trying to discourage anyone from exercising. I will always encourage people to exercise, but I want you to exercise for the right reasons. So that's number 1. Number 2, if you join a gym, you've joined a gym in January, do something you enjoy, right? You will never ever be consistent with going to the gym unless you enjoy it. We went out with a couple over Christmas, and she literally signed up with a personal trainer, and they were going on holiday, and she did one of these 8-week shreds with this personal trainer, and she absolutely hated it. She lost loads of weight. She said she looked great at the end of it, or she felt she looked great at the end of it, but she hated it. And what that's actually done doing that 8-week shred is now she can't get out of a mindset that that's what she needs to do not to lose weight, but in a gym. And she got beasted in this gym, and she had to go 5 days a week and all this, that, and the other. And I'm like, the knock-on effect of doing that is it's ruined your relationship with the gym in 8 weeks, because you don't need to train like that. But this personal trainer is convinced that unless you train like that, it's not beneficial, right? You've got to enjoy what you're doing, right? You've got to enjoy what you're doing in the gym. So if you genuinely enjoy walking on a treadmill, walk on a treadmill. If you enjoy going on a cross-trainer exercise bike, do it. From my experience, and I've spent a lot of time in gyms, I've been a one-to-one personal trainer in them, cardio and stuff is flipping boring, right? Most people find it really boring. And it's not going to give you, like, I don't think it's as good for mental health. I generally don't, as, like, all exercise is good for mental health. I just don't think it's as good for mental health as lifting weights. There's something about what lifting weights does, putting your body under resistance, training anaerobically, like making your muscles ache. There's just something about it. Don't get me wrong, I'm doing my spin class tonight, and I love doing my spin class, and you need to do a bit of cardio for your cardiovascular system. But do I walk out a spin the same as if I walk out doing a great hour weight session? No, right? So I think it'll help with my arthritis. It would help with your arthritis. Absolutely, it would. So I just think lifting weights is one of the best things you can do. But you need to know how to. I'm getting there in the end. I'll get there in the end. You need to learn how to lift weights. And what's a good way of learning how to lift weights? Going to a professional, right? Person. So many people go to gym, but I don't know what to do in a gym. There's professionals in every single gym. Yes, you've got to invest in them. Yes, they're not the cheapest. But, I think it is worth getting a PT. Now, the only thing, Angela's one of my one-to-one clients. The only thing you've got to be really wary is with a PT is, and this is so generic, there's probably 90% of personal trainers have this thought process, is they're going to try and get you onto a very restrictive diet. Right. And you can and I've got clients that have they've gone to a PT and they've literally walked up there. I had 3 last year. Faye, I think might be on now, was one of them. Gone up to PT. I just want to learn how to lift weights. I want to learn how to exercise. I work with an online coach. They sort my diet out. They sort this out. I don't need to get involved in that. I've done it for a couple of years and I've lost 150 pounds. If it ain't broke, we're not going to fix it. Blah, blah, blah. PT, yeah, all good. Not a problem at all. 2 3, 4, 5 weeks in, I think you're eating a few too many calories. I don't think you should be eating bread. And it's like, no, I didn't ask for this. You're going to ruin our client relationship here. And a personal trainer, and it's just a really common trend. I did it with 3 clients last year that went to a PT. So if you are working with me one-to-one, and I'm sorting out your calories and your check-ins and everything like that, and you are going to sign up with a PT, be very clear with them at the start. Lay the relationship out. So look, I do not want you to talk to me about nutrition. You don't need to. And if they're like, well, I won't work with, they're fine. Go to another PT. There's hundreds of them, right? Thousands of them. It's a saturated market, right? So, and just sort of say, I'm happy working with my coach. I just want you to train me. I just want you for exercise. That's it. Nothing else, right? And they're not going to say no because, like I say, the market is saturated. Yeah, I do a fitness dance class, but it's worth it. I think it's worth it. If you're going to a gym and you're unsure, it's like you wouldn't try and fix your own car without learning something. You wouldn't try and put shelves up without learning how to do it. You wouldn't try and cook without maybe looking at a cookbook, watching, and you can do that. You can do that. I've got workouts on my website that are really simple and straightforward to follow, but are they as effective as actually working with someone one-to-one, showing you forms? No, they're not. They're not. You can watch YouTube videos, but they're not as effective as working. So if you've got the disposable income and you're happy to invest in it, I would recommend working with a personal trainer in the gym. But would I recommend working with most personal trainers in the gym for nutrition? I'd say no. And I mean that, since, I've got friends that are personal trainers. And do I agree with the way that they coach? No, because they do all these 12-week transformations. And you've got, John that turns up, he's 8 stone overweight. He's got really poor habits. A 12-week transformation is not what John needs. John needs rest of his life transformation. He needs to start, getting him to eat, track all his macros, get this ego. It's just an absolute mind mess for the majority of people. And it's just not sustainable. And a lot of personal trainers wonder why they lose clients. They wonder why they lose clients, because they just overcomplicate things. But they don't know any better. That's the thing. A lot of them don't know any better. They're just following the advice they're giving you is just the advice that they're getting from their favorite PT online, and they just think it's this generic way. And it's like, and don't get me wrong, the way, tracking macros, doing this, doing that, very restrictive diets, easing, starting off with this amount of calories, lowering it over 12 weeks. That's all bodybuilding kind of like prep and this, that, and the other. And for certain people, there will be a niche market for that. But, Doris, who's 60, who's got 2 grandkids, who's 4 stone overweight and just wants to change her life, while she's heading into retirement so she can run around the park with her 2 grandkids. She doesn't need 12-week transformation, starving herself for 12 weeks, having a photo shoot at the end of it and learning nothing new. And that's what a lot of PTs do. You might think I'm being a bit cynical. I'm not. I've worked in the industry for a long time. I've been there. I've stood next to him. I do a fitness dance class on Monday, which starts back next week, and it's so fun. Very timed. There you go, and that's it. It's like, honestly, they do like Zumba at Ribby 3-4 times. It looks ace. I've never done it, right? I've never done it. It looks ace, but the gym at Ribby's upstairs, and behind the gym desk, there's a couple of windows, and you can see down into the sports hall where they do quite a lot of the classes. And I'm like, and some people like, not rib him, and it's not. It's just like, you know, some lads like, you know, I'm like, you should go. And I've always called people out for it. If I hear anyone saying, "Oh, that looks a bit daft," or "That looks," I'm like, I'll call them out for it. Does it? Because I think it looks great. It looks like a load of fun. Do you never go dancing if you go out to a club or something? Well, yeah. Well, you just do that, but for exercise. Like, I've always done that in a gym. When I first joined the gym, I was 30 odd stone. I used to go to aqua aerobics. Absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved it. Right. And I was with, you know, Doris and Pauline and flipping, you know, Sandra. We're all in pool together. I was clearly, you know, the only one that didn't have a purple rinse. And I was probably the only one that actually put any major effort in. But the girls were all loving it. And I mean, I'm not stereotyping. That is exactly what it was. Like 10:15, Friday morning. I was the only lad there. And I was the only person there that was under 65, definitely 70, without a shadow of a doubt. Right. And it was absolute, but I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And it was knackering. You do aqua aerobics properly, it is knackering. But because you're in water, it takes all and I did not give a toss. If you worry about what other people are thinking, that means you're not worrying about yourself. Stop worrying about what other people think, right? Just it doesn't change, it doesn't make your life any better. It doesn't improve things. It only makes things worse. It's something I learned quite quickly in my, you know, I really wanted to go swimming, right? I'm 30 odd stone. I want to go swimming. Like, me and a pair of swimming trunks. I've never worn trunks. Me and a pair of swimming shorts now, you know, isn't the prettiest sight in the world. It certainly wasn't 10, 12 years ago. And I was really like paranoid about it. That's one of the reasons I joined Ribby, because they got a members only pool. And I thought, you know, members only, it's going to be an older clientele. It's not the cheapest gym. And it generally was. And I was so nervous the first time. And you know what? I remember walking in there, and there was another guy. He wasn't as big as me, but there was another morbidly obese person. He was definitely morbidly obese. He still goes now, actually. Really nice guy, because he always talks to me about my weight loss. And it's just like, I just stopped giving a toss about what other people think, right? And if you do that, you'll be so much happier. It'll stop me going, oh, I don't want to go to the gym because I get, oh, I don't want to go out for a walk. Oh, I don't want to do this. Oh, I don't want to do that because of you're not that important. I mean that, right? And this is the harsh reality. I'm gonna lay it out for you. You're not that important. People are not investing the time that you think they're investing judging you, because you're not that important. Stop trying to make yourself more important than you are, right? And that's the harsh reality of it. Do you think someone, yeah, all right, you might walk into a gym and someone might have a look at you, right? Because you knew, or it's just a natural thing. I do it all the time. Anyone that walks through the gym door, if I'm a cross trainer, I just have a glance over. It's not a judgment thing. It's not a negative thing. It's just who I am as a person. I just have a look around and see. And if it's someone I know, I'll stick my thumb up and say hello to him. If it's not someone I know, I'll look back the other way. Just like sometimes they'll be looking at me when I'm on the cross trainer. Doesn't mean that just because someone looks at you, it doesn't mean that they're being negative towards you. It doesn't mean they're judging you, right? How important do I think I am that person's going to look at me once and then spend the next 10 minutes? Like, that's in your head, not in their head, right? It really, really isn't. If I give you one tip in 2026, stop thinking about what other people think of you. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And if there are some people that negatively judge you, who cares? Like, who cares? That's their issue. That's not your issue, right? That's their problem, not your problem. You just be you. Just be the best version of you can be, and just crack on with life. And if someone doesn't like you, someone doesn't like you. You know, I've always spent my life. I've got a massive fear of rejection. I've spoke about this on my podcast. I've spoke about this on a lot of my lives with my clients, and I don't mind admitting it. I have got a massive fear of rejection. It stems from being a kid. It stems from relationships with my dad, right? And it's just something that throughout my life, it's held me back. And any sort of rejection, it could be from a person, it could be from, you know, a girl I was talking to, it could be from friends, it could be from a job, it doesn't matter. It could be a slight look, you take it as a reject, people not accepting you. And when I started my weight loss journey, I had to sort it out in here, but it's something that I just got rid of or have digested it and sorted it out. And I couldn't give a toss anymore. I genuinely couldn't. I'm not bothered. I get people all the time on social media, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, it might do you good. Weight loss coach. You might need to start taking your own advice. I couldn't give a toss. I genuinely couldn't. Because they don't know me. It's just a quip. It's just the thing. Years ago, social media would have broke me. It would have absolutely broke me because it would have swizzled around in my head all the time, overthinking things. Stop it. Stop that nonsense. That's a big change in 2026. Stop giving a toss about what other people think because they're generally not thinking what you are thinking. Yeah. I used to love a bit of boxing when I was fit. Be getting back into it next year. What about this year? Come on, the carp geezer. I know what you mean. But yeah, get back into it. Get back into it. Right? So, get at it. Yeah. Whatever's going on in your life, you can add some exercise in. Even if you're having operations this year and like that, you can do it. I put on 2 stone from October to December in a proper rut. Right? So why are you in a rut? Why? You said from October to December. Did you just go into Christmas mode from October? Right? And you've gained 2 stone. Now, firstly, you need to understand about 2 stone is a chunk of it. Well, I'm not saying all of it. I'm not saying all of it. If you've gained 28 pounds, but 6, 7, 8 pounds of that will probably be what I don't know what you currently weigh. Will probably be excess food weight, water weight. So get back into your journey, and you'll see a whoosh straight away. That'll give you a little bit of confidence. And why are you in a rut? Why can't you control your eating? What's going on? Because that's what it's down to, right? Forget this. Well, I can't go for walks. Forget that. It's down to why can't you control your eating? Because that's the number one, right? What's causing this rut? Are you emotionally eating? Is there something going on in your life that's distracting? What is it? Because you can't fix a problem unless you know what it is. Yeah. Hey, mate, struggling with nighttime boredom noise. Meals 100%, but just crumbling at nighttime. Stop being bored at nighttime, Mark. Right, and I'm not being pedantic when I say that. Right? Why are you giving yourself the chance to be bored at nighttime? Right? If you're bored, you've got too much time on your hands. Fill that time up with something, whether that's a hobby, whether it's going out. When is this nighttime overeat? And is it definitely down to boredom eating? If you're someone that's lucky enough to be able to have all your jobs done and be done by 6:30 at night time, and you're just sitting on the sofa by 10:30, change. Don't be that person. I'm exactly the same. On a Sunday, I love planting my backside on the sofa on a Sunday. I absolutely love it. It's one of my, it's just, footy's on. I'll play my Xbox, play my Switch, blah, blah, blah. And it is the one day where I struggle to control my eating. It's the one day where boredom eating does kick in. And I am a lot more nibbly throughout the day, as it were. Now, it just so happens, Sunday's a high-calorie day. So I can be more nibbly throughout the day. It doesn't matter about having a bit of boredom eating because I've got the calories to have the odd bag of crisps. I've got the calories to have the odd bit of chocolate. I'll tend to try and go for more higher protein snacks. So I might have a bag of pork scratchings, glass of milk, protein shake as well alongside those things. But if we're boredom eating at night time, it's night, I think we get into a routine of, well, it's nighttime. It's the time where I sit on the sofa all night. Not if it's causing you to overeat, it's not, right? So what can we change? Sit on the sofa. And I know it's a bit tricky this time of year because the weather's not great, but sit on the sofa from 6:30 till 7:30, then go for a walk, right? Get a walking pad, do some house jobs, do some laundry, do something else, then go back and have another hour. I would, if you've got the luxury of being able to sit your bottom and be bored for hours every night, then you need to change your lifestyle. And this is where, a successful weight loss journey is built around a lifestyle change. And that lifestyle change isn't just eating a bit healthier, right? It isn't just going and getting a few more steps in. It's about, recognizing it could be about how you structure your eating. So many people might be like, yeah, I don't really eat through the day. I just eat. Well, that'll cause you to then overeat at night time. So let's put a better structure in. you know, a lot of people are like, yeah, just every night I just sit on the sofa and watch TV all night. Right. Well, that's obviously no good for you. Right. We need to do things that are good for you. There's nothing wrong with putting your feet up for an hour. Right. But, you know, go to bed earlier. I started doing that when I first started my weight loss journey. Overeating at night time was always a massive thing for me because it's when you've got time, and it is boredom eating. It's when you've got time for this to start ticking over, and this can be very, very dangerous on a weight loss journey. So when you're overeat, you know, if there's periods of time where you recognize you overeat, we need to change that. And what I started doing, I started going to the gym in the morning at like 5 because I was self-conscious, right? Because I was self-conscious of people like judging me and looking at me again. Mate, that change in 2026 doesn't matter what anyone thinks about you. It doesn't change your life. It doesn't, you know, and people don't invest that much time into thinking about you that you think they do. Anyway, like I say, you know, I started going to bed at like 9 o'clock. Well, I used to basically how my routine, I used to work a bit later because I struggled at night time. I used to work a bit later. I'd then get home from work at like 6-ish. I'd go for a little walk. Then I'd make my tea and have it. So I didn't have my tea till 7:30, right? Then I'd have an hour on the sofa. Then I'd go to bed at about 8:30. I tend to go to bed with a protein shake, right? That would be my evening snack. And 9:15, lights out, sleep. I didn't give myself a chance to be bored at night time. So make that change, you know. It's a luxury, right? Give yourself a chance to be bored once a week for boredom eating and make that a high calorie day like I do on a Sunday. But you know, like now, and I'm not saying everyone needs to do what I do, but you know, God, I'd give anything to have boredom eating at night time. Like last night, I worked till 5:30. Rachel got home at 5:30. Went in the house, made tea, did a few jobs that I'd not done because Rachel told me you've not done this, none of that. So did all those jobs, sat on the sofa, had my tea, had half an hour then straight up, washing out the washer, some into the dryer, some on the clothes horse, sorted out a few bits of content for today. Went and had a shower. I was in here at about 7:45, did a live, back it up like. And then when I got in bed last night, we had a protein bar in bed, tried the new Aldi layered protein bars, the gold one, superb. Absolutely superb. Really, really good. I'm going to get a couple more today. Birthday cake one. I can always take birthday cake, hit or miss, right? I've still got the cookies and cream one to try, but the gold, it's a bit like Karamak sort of style. Awesome. And then got in bed last night, put a bit of telly on, got my Switch out, played that for half an hour, which keeps me entertained, went to sleep. Bang. So it's I know it sounds obvious, but if you're giving yourself feel worse to have more sleep, 6-7 hours is optimal for me. It's fine. You don't need to have. I didn't say go to bed early and have more sleep. If you go to sleep at 9:30 at night time, then get up at 4:30, 5 in the morning, right? And then go and be productive with those few hours. Right? I didn't say have more sleep. I said go to bed earlier. I'm exactly the same as you. 7 hours for me. 7 hours sleep is more than enough. I was flat out for 11 o'clock last night, 6 a.m. this morning, up and about, right? So I didn't say have more sleep. I said go to bed earlier because your night time. You know, you didn't say I overeat in the morning. I boredom eat in the morning. You said you do it at night time, all right? So accept solutions to problems. Don't try and make problems for solutions. That's another change a lot of people can make in 2026. Yeah. Nail on the head. I go to bed at 12:30. Mrs. goes to bed at 10. That's 2 hours of nothing hits me. There you go. Got to bed at 10 with your missus. Right. It's better routine. Right. And if you 6-7 hours sleep's enough, if you go to bed at 10, you go to sleep at 10, get up at 4-5 in the morning, go to the gym. Right. Go for a walk. Right. Get your head torch on, get wrapped up, go and get some steps in. Right, prep your dinners, do an hour's meal prep at 5. You know, right, what am I eating for dinner today? Prep it all up, right? Make use of your time, right? So there you go. You change your lifestyle. That's what you need to do, you know, and it's down to you to do it. Yeah. Morning, absolutely overslept. I think it's a week for oversleeping this week, and I'll tell you why. I just think, you know, it is kind of, it's starting to rain. Don't freeze. Get warmer. Yeah, I think it is going to be I think it is one of those weeks. I did oversleep yesterday. Now, for me, oversleeping is like getting out of bed at like 7:30, 7:45 in the morning. But that's just my routine. But it is part of getting back into the swing of things. It was lovely. Like, saying that though, I think we only had over 12 days, maybe 11 days. I think we only had 2 mornings where we were in bed past 9 a.m. Oh, that because we don't really we have a good routine here, and like I say, I only need so much sleep, right? And I'm always, even at Christmas, I'm flat out for like New Year's Eve. I was flat out at about 11 o'clock. Rachel fell asleep at 10:30. I can't remember. I was watching something. I didn't want to. It was one of them where it's something we'd seen before, so it wouldn't matter that I was watching it anyway. 11 o'clock, flat out 11 o'clock New Year's Eve. Bang. We didn't do anything New Year's Eve. I got woke up at just after 12 because fireworks went off and Betty absolutely capped her pants, but it was only for 5 minutes and I went straight back to sleep, you know. I'm wishing for rain to wash the snow away, but would that be worse and create more ice? Faye, that's exactly what, like, if it doesn't warm up and it rains, it's just going to get worse because you'll just have black ice everywhere. And that's worse than snow because at least with snow, you've got a bit of grip. Does anyone find? Does anyone walk this? Like yesterday, I was walking around village and I'm either on pavements that have been in the sun that have melted, or I walk on the. We didn't get any. We got like a little. It was like just like a icing sugar coating on something that froze. And yeah, but it must have rained overnight and frozen again because this morning it was treacherous. Like my back doorstep, I nearly put my foot on it and hit the deck. So, yeah, it's not good. It needs to get up to about 2, 3, 4 degrees, and then it can rain a little bit, and that'll wash all the ice. That'll melt everything. I don't know how sunny it's going to be today, but anyway, it is what it is. It's going to be very, very careful dog. I've still got to walk the dogs, so I'll be on tippy toes round the village a little bit. I aim to get up 7:38, and I literally just woke up. Was with both my boys struggling till 1 a.m. To be honest with you, sometimes you need it. Sometimes you need it, and I've said that to Rachel. I said I like even on Sunday. Sometimes we're up and off, and I said it's nice just having that extra hour. It is. It's a little treat. It is a little treat. Right, guys, that is me. I'm back in an hour with my community. We've got a weight loss coaching live, mapping out 2026. If you want to come and watch that live, come get signed up to my one-to-one plan. It's half price. It's 15 quid at the moment. We'll get you started on Monday. The cutoff is tomorrow, dinner time. If you sign up today, sign up tomorrow morning, get your consultation form over to me. I can write your plan up. I'll get it over to you on Thursday, and you can start on my one-to-one plan on Monday. 15 quid to sign up. That's it. $29.99 a month on a subscription, but we'll start that subscription when it suits you in January because I know it's a tough month. So if it won't payday's the last day of Jan, we can start then. So we need to pay at the moment. It's 15 quid. You can get on plan for Monday. And then I asked for 3 months commitment. So $29.99 Jan, Feb, March. That's your 3 months done. But an extra little deal, little icing on top of the cake at the moment is if you complete 6 check-ins. So you hit your 6 check-ins, you stay on plan, you give it your all, you'll get your 4th month free. So ask for 3 months commitment, and if you commit to 3 months, you'll get month 4 free. So half price sign up and an extra month's coaching. I did it last year. It was really popular. So come get involved. And there's no cap. Doesn't matter how many sign up. A couple of you guys signed up yesterday to take advantage of it. So I normally start 5 clients on a Monday. I'm happy to start 25 on Monday if needs be. I've got Christmas bills to pay off. So come get signed up. TikTok profile, Facebook page, YouTube page. Click on my link tree. Basically, go to my website. All the details. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or whatever, all the details are here. Go to the website reallossboss.net. Go to the weight loss section. One-to-one plan. Use code New Year, New Me, and you get half price sign up and an extra month free. That's it, guys. I'm out. I'll be back. When will I be back? Social media back Thursday morning, 8:30 in the morning. It might be. I don't know if Rachel wants taken to work or not. No, because I've got a weight loss coaching. Actually, The weight loss coaching lives in Jan, I'm going to do them in the morning after a morning live. I think I put it in as 5 p.m. on Thursday. And I'll tell you why. Because in Thursdays throughout Jan, I'm going to do an extra evening live, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. So doing a live 5 till 6, tea, dog walk, back in, shower and everything. It's just a bit manic. It's why I kind of chill my lives out anyway. So 10:30 this morning, social media, weight loss coaching live in the community. Probably going to be the same Thursday morning, right? And then I'm going to do another. Anyway, so no social media lives now till Thursday morning. If you're in the community, we've got another live in like an hour, and then everything weight loss session 8:30 tomorrow morning. Again, if you sign up to plan, you can come and join in all of those. And then I'm back on social media, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Thursday morning, Thursday night, Friday morning. Next week, Saturday morning as well, I think, because Rachel's got her work to do. So there's definitely no way she'll be going anywhere near the gym on the Saturday morning. So I'll get up a little bit earlier and we'll do a Saturday morning live as well. That's next week, though. Not this week. That's next week. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. So if you're on Planner in the community or you sign up to Plan, I will see you Thursday morning in like an hour if you're free. Everyone else that's follows me on social media, I'll see you Thursday morning. If I don't see you, have a great couple of days. If I do, hopefully see you in an hour. I'll see you in an hour. TikTok, I'll sign off to you first. And then Facebook, YouTube, I'll sign off to you second. If you only follow me on here,